And the person said, oh, that's your opinion, that's your perspective. And I was like, what are you saying? I mean, there's no doubt about this. You know this to be true. So how will you tell me this is your opinion? Hello, welcome to the show, The Truth Unveiled. I am your host, Father John Okerulu. Today we shall consider the title of our show, the name, The Truth Unveiled. The name is really synonymous with one of the sources of truth, which we shall be using in this show, namely divine revelation. What is revelation? Revelation comes from the Latin word revelare, which means to take away the veil. Divine revelation is the manifestation made by God to man of a truth previously unknown. However, we would not begin the show with just going to divine revelation. There are many who are ignorant or deny or doubt some basic rudimentary knowledge or seeing the various religions. They say that all religions are more or less worthy and praiseworthy. Some even deny the very existence of God. So the show is an exposition to show that God exists. He has founded a religion, and we have an obligation to seek that religion. Now, back to the title of this show. We call the show The Truth Unveiled. What is truth, you might ask? This is a very important question, because due to the modern idea of relativism, false in its very definition, truth is now confused with opinion. I remember when I was in school and the professor gave an analogy, an example. He said, imagine three people looking at an elephant, but they look at an elephant from different sides. One says what he sees is the tusk of the elephant. The other says the tail. The other says the leg. All state their own concept of what they see. And therefore he argues that truth is relative and the certitude of truth cannot be had. But one, if you pause for a moment, can already see how flawed this argument is. Who saw the full animal? And what prevented others from seeing the full animal? That is to say, who knew the animal to be an elephant? You can already guess the answer to that question. Now, what really is truth? Truth indicates a certain conformity between the intellect and the thing. The truth can be known, the threefold definition of truth: the truth of cognition, also known as formal or logical truth; the truth of the thing, also known as transcendental truth; the truth of what we say, or moral truth. We shall now define the threefold truth. Formal truth is the conformity of our mind to the thing. That's the formal or logical truth. The truth of the thing, or transcendental truth, is the very being as it involves an order to an intellect. That is to say, the conformity of the thing with the intellect on which it depends. So the goats is conformed to the very idea of God in the intellect of God. Now, the truth of what we say, or moral truth, is the conformity of speech or signs with the internal concepts of the mind. So, this has to do with veracity. That is the truthfulness of what we say and do, how it conforms to our thoughts. However, when we speak about truth, what we really are speaking about is the logical truth. That is to say, the conformity of the intellect to the thing. There are three states of mind with regards to truth. We saw the error of relativism and how they confuse truth with opinion. Now we shall see that, having defined truth, there are three states of the mind with regards to truth. What are those three states? They are opinion, doubt, certitude, and ignorance. Now, ignorance is defined as the lack of cognition in the subject capable of cognition. That is when you do not know what you ought to know. That is ignorance. I'm sure that is clear. The ignorance is negatively opposed to truth, whereas what is positively opposed to truth is error. Error is the deformity of the intellect with the thing. When we speak about truth, we are calling a spade. Really, when people say calling a spade, that is truth. And when you call a spade, you call a spade a goat or an apple, of course, that is definitely an error. That is a deformity of the mind, your mind with the thing. You're not calling the thing what it is, you're calling it something else. Now, doubt, the second state of the mind with regards to truth is doubt. Doubt is the state of the mind after the object has been proposed. Judgment is suspended because of fear of erring. You don't act on what you know because of the fear of erring. That is what doubt is. And there are two kinds of doubt, positive and negative. Positive doubt is that which is had when there are valid reasons on both sides. Negative doubt is had when there are called from neither side motives which are able to move the mind. You can imagine a scale put in positive doubt, it weighs down the scale equally or more or less, and then in negative doubt, it doesn't really weigh down the scale. It's almost as though it's not present. It doesn't move the mind either way. Opinion, which is commonly confused with what truth is. I remember watching a show, and I don't know what the title of the show is called. Maybe it's called Perspective. And then someone was saying something, and the person said, "Oh, that's your opinion, that's your perspective." And I was like, "What are you saying? I mean, there's no doubt about this. You know this to be true. So how will you tell me this is your opinion?" Opinion is a state of the mind, it's not truth. It's one of the states of the mind with regards to truth. But truth is different from opinion. So now let us define, what is opinion really? Everybody now calls everything opinion. What is opinion? Opinion is the assent to a certain object because of a probable motive with the fear of the opposite. Assent to a certain object because of a probable motive with the fear of the opposite. That is what opinion is. So you assent to something because of a probable motive, but you still have a doubt. There's not a doubt, but you still have this fear that the opposite of what you hold to may or might be true. So what you are assenting to has not yet achieved the status of what? Certitude. So now we'll go to the fourth state of the mind with regards to truth, and that is certitude. What is certitude? Certitude is commonly defined as the firm adhesion of the mind to some knowable thing because of a motive which excludes all fear of erring. That is what certitude is. The mind assents to something that is knowable without any kind of fear of erring. You have no doubts about it. You are certain about what the mind is certain about what it is assenting to. Having seen what the essential definition of truth is, and the other states of the mind with regards to truth, we shall now proceed in our next episode to speak about religion in general. Is it true that God exists? Can we be certain about his existence? These and so much more we shall consider in our next episode. Stay tuned. This is Truth Unveiled.